Hi guys, it's Mary with Stamps-N-Lingers, and it is Saturday night, which means it's time for a Facebook Live video. So let me just do a little quick refresh over here on the side to be sure that we're, like actually doing something and not just talking to blank air. Okay, I see my pic. Oh, there we go. There we go. It's looking good. I'm going to click on that so I can see it when people are joining. I hope you guys are having a good weekend as you come on. And I see some folks are watching. Good. All right. Like I said, I hope you're having a great weekend. Do you know that tomorrow is a mere 12 days from Christmas? I don't want to scare you or anything, but it's like totally right around the corner. Hi, Mary. Hi, Debbie. Hi, Lynn and Nancy and Cynthia. I appreciate y'all joining me. Are y'all ready for Christmas? Have you done all your last minute shopping and all of your getting readiness? Hi, Debbie. Hi, Brooke. Hi, Pam. Hi, Jennifer. Appreciate you joining. All right. Hey, Barbara. All right, let's go ahead and get started. I have a sneak peek for you today. Another one. I know I've shown you Dragonfly Garden before, but I really, really love it. It's one of the new ones in the catalog that I think is going to be uber popular. Uber. Hi, Jewel. Hi, Trudy. Hi, Kathy. Uh-oh. Hopefully you'll get sound in just a second. Is everybody else getting sound? Anybody who's not getting sound, speak up. I mean, type up or something like that. All right, so this is the card, and it is really easy because of the beautiful, look at this. This is the Dandy laser cut paper, and you get 2 sheets when you get this pack. Let me try to get it out. As with all laser cut paper, it's delicate. You get 1 sheet that is these 4 card front size panels plus some foliage. And then your second sheet has more foliage, a few die-cut, laser-cut dragonflies. Oh, and this guy wants to be a pill. Okay. And a couple of little label dies, which are kind of fun. Okay. So the one I used is this one, probably my favorite of the whole group. It's got these little dandelion silhouettes. Now this is a card for the Paper Players Challenge, and it's a color challenge that you will see tomorrow. And I think you may figure it out when you think about what you're seeing on the card. I'm pretty sure. Hi, Alicia. All right, Brooke. Good. We've got good sounds. Thank you, Brooke and Karen. Appreciate that. All right. So all I did to make this, well, let me show you. So the front has an heat embossed sentiment from Dragonfly Garden. And then I've cut out a few little butterflies with the Dragonflies Punch. Now the Dragonflies Punch is going to be bundled with Garden Wishes. The Dragonfly Garden has its own die set, which I did not use for this. I just used the punch. All right. And then on the inside, we're going to have just another sentiment and some of these, one of my favorite images. I love these little dragonfly dudes that fly around. They're just so cute. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. Did y'all pick up some Whisper White paper in the last day or two? I think probably, because things are starting to get sold out. So just so you know, I did use thick Whisper White for my card base. You can use regular if you have it. You can use thick if you've got it. You can use the basic white when it comes out. Hopefully that will be soon. All right, so I've got some pieces of silver foil for mats and a basic black card front, and I'm just going to adhere that. Hey, Daryl. Hi, Cheryl. Daryl and Jerry and Gaynor. Appreciate you joining from Australia. Hey, Rosie. How are you, sis? All right. I really stewed about this because it just felt like I needed to make this be a New Year's card, right? And I just didn't really want to yet. It was just too quick, so I didn't. All right, so I've just adhered that. That's really all I'm doing there. Now, I'm going to take this die cut, this laser cut die cut doohickey, and I'm going to use liquid glue, but I'm going to be really easy. Like I'm barely even thinking about putting glue on, right? It's just barely. And I'm using it around the edges, around the frame of the die cut, like so. So liquid glue is a little bit snickety with these things, but you can do it. I know you can. But you also want to be quite careful when you are adhering with liquid glue on the foils. Foil doesn't doesn't react nicely to a gum eraser, and getting glue off of foil is not an easy thing. Okay, so now I'm going to just carefully adhere this to a basic black panel that's the same outer dimensions as that die cut. And I'm just trying to kind of line up the edge of the frame best I can. All right. Look at that, instantaneous silhouette. Isn't that so cool? I love that. I love it so much. And then I'm going to take some black Stampin' Dimensionals and adhere this to the middle of the card front. So easy and also peasy. Easy and also peasy. I baked today and cooked. I made another batch of fudge. This time I made it with, have you guys seen? There are salted caramel chips. Like, you know, chocolate chips, only they're salted caramel. And I made the same, I used my same exact fudge recipe, but I didn't use chocolate chips. I used my caramel, and it's quite good. And then when I poured it in the pan, I sprinkled some coarse sea salt across the top, and it is quite yummy. Of course, Wayne was like, aren't you going to put any chocolate on that? No, I'm not. And I made some lemon brownies. Hopefully my mom's not listening, but that's for my mom. And I dipped my espresso biscotti in chocolate, and I made a batch of Texas cowboy cookies. Y'all ever heard of Texas cowboy cookies? Ooh, they're so good. They've got like everything and the kitchen sink in them. They are just so good. Okay, now I'm going to set that aside for just a second, and I'm going to get a smaller piece of black here. And I'm going to heat emboss my sentiment on here. So to do that, I've got my little Tupperware. What are lemon brownies? Well, they are brownies. I've not tasted them yet. It's a true statement. I might or might not have licked the batter out of the bowl, and it tasted pretty lemony, but it seems like it's kind of like a brownie recipe, only instead of chocolate, you use some vanilla extract and lemon zest and fresh lemon juice. But, in a brownie recipe, you do butter and then, the eggs and the sugar together, and then you add the dry ingredients and do that. Well, this started a little different, but so it may be a little cakey. I'm not sure, but I'm certain I will have to do a taste test before I send it to my mom, because yeah, that's just what you have to do. Otherwise, what if I found out they were horrible? This is my first time making the recipe, so I'm not sure. They smelled really good, and then you make a glaze, with lemon juice and confectioner's sugar, and so it was really good. There you go. You're only in Oregon? Okay, Gia. All right, and let's see. Alcohol can take glue off sometimes. Sometimes, yeah. Okay, so I'm just stamping the You Are an Inspiration on my basic black, and then I'm going to just sprinkle my embossing powder, my white embossing powder, over the top, and give it a little whack, and then put this away before I have an incident. Don't need an incident. Yeah, it was a really good, that's right, Alicia. Quality control is critical in any good kitchen. Here, I got a question. Are you guys, so you heard me say I licked the bowl. So obviously there were raw eggs. And I thought about it for just a second, and then I thought, I am 29 years old, and for my entire childhood, I licked the bowl. When my grandmother or my mother made anything, I licked the bowl, and it had raw eggs in it, and I lived. So I just decided I'm doing it. I'm doing it. New untasted recipes when you had company. I like it. I like it. All right, it's gonna get noisy because I'm gonna heat emboss this, okay? Remember when you heat emboss, hey Amy, thank you for joining. When you heat emboss, you don't need to do all this. Just hold it steady over the top. Now that's not necessarily true if you're embossing on vellum, but we're not, so we won't go there. And then you can just watch the magic happen as it changes up. Turns from a powder to a beautiful embossed sentiment like that. Okay, now here's a little tip. When this powder is still warm, you can smudge it, okay? So don't get all jiggy with trying to play with it until it's cool, okay? I stretched the truth. What? That I was 29? Okay, so I might have left out the shipping and handling, okay? Okay. All right, now I'm going to turn away and I'm going to cut this with my, this is a Tasteful Labels die, and I'm just going to cut it out straight up. So it's not very exciting, which means you don't need to watch because it's not exciting. It's boring. It's very boring. So I'll just be cutting this on my Stampin' Cut Emboss machine. And I shall be right back. But you do want to wait until that's cool, or you'll make a mess. And I'm sure you know how I know this. I'm sure you know how I know that. Okay. And obviously my acrylic plate was a little dirty. 29 and expedited shipping and handling. There you go. Yes, Kathy, it does help to turn the speakers, have the speakers plugged in. Although I don't know, occasionally my computer just decides it's not going to play sound. And so I have to shut it down and kind of start all over. Okay, some more black Stampin' Dimensionals, the little ones. You can use whatever size you need. I just happen to have little ones right here. And I'm going to pop this up onto the card front. But I am not going to forget to put my ribbon on, so I'm going to put those dimensionals on and then I'm going to put my ribbon on, okay? So I took some of the glittered black organdy and I'm just gonna make 2 strips about the same length. And you can go a little long if you like and then trim it down after you see how it looks. And I'm going to use a couple of glue dots just as soon as I find my, okay. Start. This is a start. This is a very good start. Here we go. I put my embossing powder on top of my glue dot roll, which just did not work that well. All right, so I'm just going to stick a glue dot or 2 on here and use this to adhere my ribbon. So we're going to go across like that. And then add a couple more. I'm all about the frosting bowl. Y'all can keep the rest, just hand over the frosting and nobody gets hurt, right? But no, we all ate, we all licked the bowl and we all lived through the experience. I mean, dang. Now, I suppose one could make the argument that we didn't raise chickens the way we do anymore. But, you know, whatever. Okay, that's fine. All right, I'm just going to put that one right there, if it'll stay. Stay right on there. Nope, I guess I'll put it up here. Okay, there we go. And then this one will go across like that. I do like the batter. There's no lie. I do like the batter. Okay, with that on, now I'll go ahead and pop on this sentiment. The last day of your 42nd year. Okay. I believe that. And happy birthday tomorrow. Happy 43rd birthday tomorrow. I hope you have a great day. Now, it's important to not put this on upside down. Never have done that. I have never done that ever. Never, ever have I done that. Have you ever seen that game, Never Have I Ever? Never have I ever put my sentiment on upside down. Okay, now, before you came and joined me, I punched out a bevy of little dragonflies, this little dude right here, out of some silver foil. And so I'm going to use a little bit of liquid glue to adhere 2 of them to the sentimente. Not a lot of liquid glue, like that was way more liquid glue than I intended to put, but I'll just lay it down gently and not give it a big squish. The squish is where the problem comes in. You see what I'm saying? It's the squish that's the issue. The actual glue is not the problem. It is the squish. Fear the squish. Okay. Now I'll turn these little guys over and put a couple of, well, only one on each one. Put one black Stampin' Dimensional on each one, right in its little middle, right in its little middle. All right. Okay, now I'll close this up before I have a dried out doohickey, and then I'm just going to pop these on like they're flitting and flying around on my beautiful dandelions. I know we've had the discussion. I like dandelions on cards, but I don't like dandelions in my pasture. I don't know. Okay, and this last one, and then, whoop, come back here. Did you see him leap out of my hand? Jeez. All right, there we go. And I really contemplated a couple of rhinestones, and then I thought, nope, I'm gonna leave it just like that, which was hard for me because, as you know, I am all about clean and simple, but it's very clean and very simple. Okay, now I'm gonna do, for the inside, I'm just going to do a black sentiment. Thank you for your kindness. And I'm going to just do a quick stamp here to be sure that I'm getting enough ink and that everything is straight, and it appears that it is. Thanks, Carolyn. Appreciate that. I know, Mary, I was like, I'm going to use this. What I like about it is that the sizes of the panels are pretty good. They're good for what we do with them as card makers, which is put them on fronts of cards. A2 size cards, not huge ones. So I like that. So I'm just going to hold this down for a beat to be sure I get a good image. And then I'm going to take that cute little dragonfly dudes and just stamp him in this corner. And again in this corner. And while I have him out, I will stamp the front of my Whisper White envelope. There we go. Okay, and since I have the tuxedo black out, I might as well do my envelope flap. What I did, since I don't have a DSP on here, I didn't just make one up. I am going to stamp one of the large dragonflies from the set right there. Right there. I think right there is good. Now, I'm just going to say, if you were not trying to make this black, white, and silver like I was, I would absolutely consider coloring in with maybe a blend, the little wings, just to give it a little pop of color. But, you know, again, that's just me. And also, I might have been tempted to use the red or the green foil instead of the silver foil. And then you could use the red or the green for your dragonflies. That's just me. Do you. And I am certain it will be wonderful. It'll be wonderful. So I got here latest, the dandelion die. No, this is Dandy Garden laser cut or Dandy laser cut paper. And I'll show you this. And I'm just stalling a little bit while my ink dries. You get one sheet that has these panels and the one that's on my card. And then you get a second sheet that's got some die cut dragonflies and some dandelions and a couple of label dies. So these are pretty fun. And I don't think these are very expensive, maybe like $4 or $5. It wasn't very expensive at all, and it's really quite a lot of fun. Okay, so I'll put that away. And I'm just going to adhere this to my silver, a big panel. This is one of the panels. And it is like do you guys happen to see what I've done? Did you see? Did you notice what I did? It turns out it's okay, but actually the middle panel is in fact supposed to be matted on silver. So tomorrow on the blog post, you'll see the one that is matted on silver, and this is not matted on silver, and I think they're both very fine. I don't think there's a problem with either one, but if you make this matted on silver, it's just an extra little bit of bling. Jeez, what a dork. What a dork. Dorky, dorky, dorky. All right, and then we're just going to put the little bit of liquid glue on here. Caution, card maker cannot craft and yak. I guess I got excited about thinking about licking the beaters and the bowls of my cookie dough. This might have had to be a cheat day for my diet. Just saying. Y'all know what Texas Cowboy cookies are? Texas Cowboy cookies are amazing. Just search that. And if you can find the recipe from the Food Charlatan, do, because she has it's wonderful. They are so good. All right, and then I'm just going to put this inside my Whisper White. I don't know why I put that away. Put this inside my Whisper White. Thank you, Gainer. I appreciate that. Card base. And then we'll pop the front on, and it'll be Dunske. Dunya will be Dunya, which is like Enya, but, you know, not musical. Okay, there we go. All right, and some dimensionales of the black variety. I'm just going to cut these edges so I can use them. I somehow managed to tear off the cover of those ones on the end, and they're really quite annoying. But I'm going to use that when you're not here to watch me struggle with it. I'm going to perpetuate the belief that I am perfect and never make a mistake. Well, except for not matting things that I wanted to mat. I was so proud of myself because I remembered to put the ribbon on. And I totally forgot to mat it. What a goofy woman. She's a goofy one, Mr. Grinch. Okay, and there we go. And there we go. Hey, Jenny, the cats are now medicated. All right. Hey, Barbara, appreciate you joining. I'm glad you managed to make it through getting the cats medicated, Jenny, because that's never an easy thing. All right. And just pull these off and stick it on the card front. And I think, better check, just double check that I'm putting it on the right side and right side up. There we go. Actually, I don't mind that without that matting at all. It looks fine because of the frame on there. So that's actually pretty good. Actually, I'm not even going to lie. I kind of like it better. I kind of like it better. All right, so there we go. And because we don't need to put DSP on, the envelope is very simple, just a stamped envelope, and we're all done. All right, I hope you guys liked it, and I hope that, oh good, Jenny. Yes, you do need to use your laser cut papers, Debbie, absolutely. Thank you, Alicia. All right, I appreciate y'all spending part of your weekend with me, and I hope you have a great rest of your weekend. I will see you next Thursday, I guess, at 1 o'clock on my YouTube channel for another card. So, y'all have a great week. Take a look. My shares are still open, and if you're interested in being in an online host club, I've got some openings. Let me know. Thank you so much, guys. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.